Hey guys, welcome back. Neil JT here with Neil Heals. Go follow me on Instagram at Neil Heals. Sorry it took so long to get this video out. I had a hell of a past week. And I talk about this in a couple reels I did, but with manifestations, where a manifestation backfires. And that's pretty much what this whole video is going to be about, and little tricks and tips you can do to stay in a high positive energy. So essentially, what happened, I have a Nissan Altima, and I love the car. I'm not a materialistic person. Like, I have no need to buy a new car. Or I bought my ex a Lexus. Like, I don't care about material things. But I've been driving this Nissan Altima. It's like the Sport S Edition 2-door for 7 years, I think, and I love it. It's an amazing car. I love it. Never had any issues with it other than transmission got replaced 3 years ago. Well, guess what? The transmission broke again. Brand new one, like 3 years old. Should go for like 10 years. And it broke, and it's supposed to be covered under warranty, but there's this little stipulation, this clause, and they essentially are not covering it, and they want $5,000. And I'm like, that's absolutely not. I put $5,000 in. I could only sell the car for probably $7,500. I'm like, hell no. So I've been in a funk a little bit for a week, and I'm like, man, everything was going so great in my life. All the manifestations. I started a supplement company about 2 months ago. I'll talk more about that in some other videos, but everything's been going really great. And now this like totally took a turn for the worse. And I'm like, I've been stuck in my house for 6 days, haven't been able to go to the gym. And that's like my place of absolute peace and solidarity. And I had to buy resistance bands and a pull-up bar to do some workouts at home. I'm just like, oh my God, this sucks. I had to ask a friend for a ride to get groceries. I'm like, oh God, why is this happening? But with manifesting, what you have to think of is things take time. You have to have patience. If you're manifesting something really big, like really big, it's not going to just happen overnight. You know, so let's say you want to manifest $1 million. What does it take to actually manifest $1 million? What are all the different things, mini manifestations that have to happen to get to that large manifestation? So let's just make an example. You want to manifest $1 million business. Okay, you started the business. How do we get to $1 million? Well, first we have to manifest learning how to advertise, or finding someone that knows how to advertise, knows how to do the marketing. We got to manifest building a professional website. We have to manifest drop shipping to get the product out to the people. We have to you see what I'm saying? There's a bunch of different things. So to get to that million, that master manifestation here, there's all these stairs of little manifestations that have to happen to get you to that major one. And there's gonna be setbacks. It's not just like, whee, like a roller coaster, you're just going up and up and up forever. Nope, what happens when you get to the top? You drop back down, but then you come back up. Then there's a loop, then there's a flip, and you're all over the place, right? That's how life is. Even with manifestations, like, you can't get down on yourself, because I got down on myself a little bit I was in a funk for like 2 days. Like 2 days I was like, man, this sucks. Like, it was hard. And when I realized was everything is energy, right? So we're all vibrating at different energy levels or frequencies. When you're at a high frequency, manifestations come in a lot faster because you're vibrating on that high level of attracting all the things you want in your life. When you go down to a low level, low vibration, low frequency, low energy, you're going to attract more negativity. So I was thinking about this, and I was like, how did I manifest this broken car and this happening and the warranty not covering it and all these things? And there's more that goes into it, but I thought about it and I was like, maybe I was focusing too much on what I didn't have. Because when you're manifesting, a lot of times you'll start thinking about, man, okay, if you were trying to get to that million, you got to do all these things. You're thinking, man, I don't have that. I got to figure this out. Oh, I got to do this. It's negative. There's negative connotations in that. So with me, with my business, I was like, I had a little setback, and I'm like, oh, I got to do this now and this and this. And I was thinking all these things, and it brought my frequency down. And then I got a flat tire 2 weeks ago, and then the transmission went last week. And I'm like, I manifested that. I fell down to a negative frequency, pulled in more negativity in your life. Think about it. Your inner dialogue, right? I've talked about this in other videos. You have 70,000 thoughts a day. 90% of them are negative, and 90% of them are on repeat every single day. So if you're on repeat at 50,000 negative thoughts a day, you're going to keep manifesting that type of negative energy into your life. So that's why it's so important to try and stay in a high energy, try to stay positive all the time, even when the bad things happen to you. And it's a test. It's a test from the universe, source, God, to see if you're really on the right path or if you're going to falter back to your old ways, old bad habits. So great example of this is, say something negative happens in your life, something serious. God forbid you lose an animal or a loved one, and you quit drinking for a year and you're manifesting all the things you want in your life. That's a test. What happens? You either stay and, it's going to hurt. You're going to be in pain. You're going to have a lot of suffering and whatnot, but you stay on the course. You keep getting back to getting happy, being positive. Life goes on. Or you go into self-suffocation and you start drinking again. You start doing drugs or doing whatever, having tons of sex, or, you just start going back to your old ways, your old patterns. You just failed the test. So now you loop back around and you got to build up all the shit you just lost. So with me, happening with this, where I had that 2 days, I was like, no, I can't let this get into my head and bring me down to a negative space. I have to stay high vibration, and I'll manifest exactly what needs to happen. And that's exactly what happened. I got through a loophole, and essentially I had to buy another warranty for my car, like $3,400 warranty, but it gives me like another 100,000 miles on the car. But the stipulation is I can't use it for 30 days. So my car, which is undrivable, I can't drive for a month. So I'm like, okay, so we got that situated. It will be fixed. It's going to be brand new again, essentially. And if I did want to sell it for a high amount, I could, because I just bought that extra warranty. So now the price goes up even more. But what am I going to do for a month? I'm not going to drive, not going to go to the gym for a month. So I'm like, okay, what am I going to do now? So I'm like, okay, well, let's just buy a cheap car. Let's buy a car, like $2,000 car, something cheap, Honda Accord, something to get me around, nothing pretty. And then make sure that it's something that I can sell so I don't lose out at all. Or find something that I can even fix up and tinker with. Oh, the AC doesn't work. Oh, this window, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'm very mechanically inclined. I can fix those things. Maybe I'll make money off of it. So I learned to turn the negative into a positive, which is alchemy. You're an alchemist. So you take that negative and switch it around to a positive. Yeah, maybe all this negative stuff happened, but I turned it out into a way where I'm actually probably going to end up making money off of it. So it was completely irrelevant. So the point of even being in a negative space for those few days, irrelevant. Didn't do anything any good for me. I decided to look at the glass as half full, not half empty. And that's how you have to do it in your life. When negative things come in, how do we turn that negative into a positive? There's always a way. You can always look at the upsides. I remember hearing a speaker, a motivational speaker, and he had no legs and no arms. And he was saying how like he stayed in like that, I don't want to say denial, like that that suffocation type of energy for a long time. Like, why'd this happen to me? Victim mentality, like poor me, poor me. And all he did was keep bringing more negativity into his life. And he's like, how can we turn this into a positive? And he's like, well, I really like speaking to people. And he found God, and he ended up becoming a motivational speaker, multi-millionaire now, changing the lives of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people. So what you have to do when negative things happen, when your manifestations backfire or anything negative comes into your life, you have to turn that negative into a positive. We all have the power to do it. It's just how you look at it. It's all about perspective. You can look at it as a negative. I could have looked at it as a negative and moped around here for the next month, or I could have done what I did and figured out a loophole and got through it and just looked at it like this was meant to happen for me. This was just a test, and I passed the test. And when you do that, you're always going to be tested. Just like in a relationship with a girl and a guy, you get tested nonstop. It never ends, right? And as you pass the test, they become less and less and less. So when you get your tests from the universe, just know that it is for a reason. There is a major reason behind it, whether you see it or not in the moment. It's all to help you in the long run. Okay, so I think that's going to conclude the video. Again, sorry for being so late. It was a rough couple days, but I'm going to get back to it, get another video out probably tomorrow or the next day. And yeah, you guys stay safe and don't let that negativity get you. Stay optimistic, stay positive, and you will see all the manifestations you've ever wanted come right into your life. All right, guys, I will talk to you soon. Later.